The wrong people will steal your spiritual gifts. The people we choose to associate with play a significant role in our lives. The Bible has consistently warned us about the dangers of being in the wrong company since the beginning of time. It all started with a disastrous encounter between Eve and the serpent, which led to the downfall of humanity. Many believe that if Eve had chosen differently, we would not be facing the consequences we do today. It is important to note that it wasn't a reoccurring meeting that caused this downfall. It was just one conversation, one moment of interaction that changed the course of history. That single encounter with the devil, disguised as a serpent, altered the trajectory of mankind forever. The devil doesn't require an extended period to ruin lives. He seizes opportunities. On the other hand, God places individuals in our lives to bless us, just as He did with Moses and the children of Israel during their long journey. In Exodus 32, when the Israelites grew impatient and decided to create a golden idol, God was ready to punish them for their disobedience. But Moses interceded on their behalf, pleading for God's mercy and saving them from destruction. Similarly, in Numbers 14, when the people doubted God's promises and complained about their circumstances, Moses once again interceded and turned away God's wrath. Moses served as a blessing to the children of Israel. He was chosen by God to lead them out of captivity and intercede on their behalf. Whenever they faltered and faced God's anger, Moses stepped in and prayed for them. You may not realize it, but there are people interceding for you as well. Parents, family members, spouses, church members, or even your local pastor. These individuals are sent by God into your life to intercede on your behalf. Local pastors are incredible individuals. I recall growing up in a household where my parents served as pastors, and they would wake up early in the morning to intercede for the church members. They would pray individually for each member, mentioning their names and their children, battling in prayer on their behalf. Local pastors are truly a blessing from God, equipped to intercede for you. However, our focus today is not solely on these individuals sent by God into your life. Eve's single conversation with the serpent resulted in the consequences humanity continues to face. There are people whom you should not allow into your life before they negatively impact you. Sometimes you can discern from their very first words that you should distance yourself from them. They may see the great things in your life and aim to take them away. Not every smile is genuine, and not every God bless you is sincere. I want to emphasize that the world we live in is filled with evil. People may betray you for no reason and dislike you without cause. People will plot to destroy you, even when you are innocent and have done nothing to provoke them. Just like the serpent approached Eve and initiated a conversation, leading to disastrous consequences. We can observe that the devil stole the blessings and goodness that Adam and Eve once enjoyed through a single interaction. The devil robbed them of their peace, replacing it with fear. He stole their joy, replacing it with sorrow, and he inflicted pain upon them. Have you found yourself in relationships with individuals whom you believe are helping you, only to discover that they are actually working to destroy your life by stealing from you? Now is the time to sever all ties with the wrong people. It may be challenging to identify these individuals as adversaries because they often disguise themselves as friends. However, they are enemies seeking to harm you and hinder your progress. The truth is, some people are sent by the devil to steal the gifts that God has bestowed upon you. The story of Samson and Delilah illustrates this point vividly. Their tale is found in the book of Judges. Samson, a judge of the Israelites, was blessed with incredible strength from God to fight their enemies, the Philistines. The condition for maintaining his strength was that he must not cut his hair. He utilized his strength numerous times to combat the Philistines, serving as a testament to the gift bestowed upon him by God. However, Samson's weakness for beautiful Philistine women led him astray, ultimately falling into the hands of Delilah. The Philistines offered her a substantial sum of money if she could discover the secret behind Samson's strength. Initially, Samson deceived her, but eventually, he revealed the truth that his strength resided in his uncut hair. Look at how manipulative Delilah was in these verses. Judges 16:15-17. And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak, and be like any other man. Now, let's examine the consequences of Samson's actions. Delilah caused him to fall asleep in her lap, and while he was unaware, a servant cut his hair. When the Philistines arrived to capture him, Samson had lost the gift of strength that God had granted him. God had withdrawn his presence from Samson, leading to his capture, the gouging out of his eyes, and his imprisonment. This brings to mind a testimony I once heard about a gentleman who was a devout Christian and a powerful prayer warrior. However, he fell in love with a woman who did not share his belief in God, and they decided to get married. As their marriage progressed, the man noticed a significant decrease in his prayer time. Every time he would pray before going to sleep, his wife would mock him, questioning why he prayed to an invisible entity. This constant ridicule took a toll on him, and over time, his prayer life diminished. Instead of respecting her husband's faith, she would laugh at him. Eventually, his faith waned, and he drifted away from God. Decades later, life circumstances led him back to Christ. This story serves as a reminder to be cautious about the people we trust and the company we keep. There is no way around it. If you surround yourself with the wrong people, you will experience significant losses in your life. While you may believe they are there to make you feel better or help you, I must break it to you that they are not there for your benefit. Their true intention is to steal the gifts that God has bestowed upon you. They are present to lead you astray and erode your faith. Do you want them to have this power over you? Do you want them to corrupt you and separate you from the presence of God? The Bible warns us in 1 Corinthians 15:33, Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. This verse emphasizes that bad company will corrupt your character, leading you away from righteousness. You cannot escape negative influences if you choose to follow those who engage in wickedness. You may consider yourself different from them, and you may believe that you do not partake in their actions. However, I want you to understand that they are gradually influencing and removing godly values from your life. Do you desire to experience the consequences of Eve's actions, or find yourself in a situation similar to Samson's? Do you want to subject yourself to suffering and pain? The devil will always send individuals into your life with ulterior motives. Never make the mistake of assuming they are there to help you. Take a discerning look at them and see the truth behind their intentions. As 1 John 4:1 reminds us, Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. False influences are pervasive, and it is crucial to identify them. Now, you may wonder, how can you identify the wrong people with whom you should not associate, so they do not steal the gifts that God has given you? It is essential not to assume that everyone is after your gifts, nor should you believe that everyone desires to take from you. There are genuine people in your life who are there to bless you and support you. However, it requires discernment and wisdom to distinguish between those who have your best interests at heart and those who seek to exploit you. 1. They will always tell you to do the wrong things. Proverbs 1:10-16 provides us with a clear warning. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, Come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them, Refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. If they attempt to lure you into committing sexual immorality, you must run away from them. If they suggest engaging in illegal methods to acquire wealth, it is crucial that you distance yourself from them. Their intentions are not to help you maintain a strong relationship with God. Instead, they seek to destroy all that you hold dear. As stated in 1 Corinthians 5:11, "But now I have written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such an one know not to eat." It is vital to recognize the significance of this advice. If individuals are involved in sinful behaviors, such as sexual immorality, greed, idolatry, slander, drunkenness, or extortion, we should not associate with them. We must refrain from engaging in their activities or supporting their actions. These verses in Proverbs and Corinthians make it clear that we should not be enticed or persuaded by those who walk the path of wickedness. Their feet are swift to engage in evil and shed blood. Therefore, we must exercise discernment and wisdom in our relationships. If someone encourages us to participate in activities that go against God's commands and principles, we should distance ourselves from them. Their influence can lead us astray and hinder our walk with the Lord. Instead, let us seek companionship with those who uphold righteousness, who inspire us to live according to God's will, and who support our spiritual growth. Remember, our associations have a significant impact on our lives. If we surround ourselves with individuals who promote godliness and righteousness, we are more likely to stay on the right path. Conversely, if we choose to spend time with those who engage in sinful behavior, we put our own faith at risk. Let us heed the wisdom found in Proverbs and the instructions given in Corinthians, and carefully select our companions, ensuring that they align with God's Word and help us draw closer to Him.